Welcome, everyone. My name is Nick Hershey. I am the president and founder of the Mortgage Calculator. We are non-delegated correspondent lender that operates a little bit differently. So I'd like to thank everybody for joining us today so we can go through a little bit about what makes us special. I'll go through the website and kind of explain a little bit about kind of the differences in how we operate and, of course, go over the comp plans. And then our co-host, Kyle Hershey, our COO, will go over the actual software, show you guys a little back end of a couple demos of the actual setup in the back end. And then we'll end with Jose Gonzalez, our sales manager with 27 years of experience, about how to kind of put it all together, where the technology and actually structuring the deal kind of come together. So let me go ahead and share my screen here. And we'll go through some of the things that make us a little bit different. So hopefully most of you have joined from this page and have checked it out before, but let me just explain a little bit more about what we mean. So obviously, as you can see, our big thing is leads, training, and software. So myself and Kyle, we come from a different type of background. We've built marketing companies for nearly 20 years now, spent millions and millions of dollars on marketing, also built software from the ground up for all of our marketing-based companies. So we take a little bit different approach here. We come from more of the marketing and technology world, and we've built every line of code for what you're about to see in order to operate what we need to do to execute these leads, and of course train you guys how to use those systems. So everything we do here is probably a little bit different than what you're used to with any other company, and it definitely makes us unique and special. So hopefully we can explain a little bit more about how that looks, and then of course Kyle can show you guys the demo and actually show you what it looks like, which might help a little bit as well. So as I mentioned, we are a non-delegated correspondent. I'll get to why here in a second, but we're really all about the tools to empower you guys as loan officers to scale your business instantly, right? So we all know everybody has their own business. We don't need to tell you guys how to operate your business. You have your own leads, you have your own lead sources, you have your own partners, all that kind of great stuff. We appreciate that and want you guys to be able to do everything you can at any other lender. But on top of that, we want to be able to add to your business and scale your business up. So whatever you start with, when you come to us, we want you to finish with a larger bucket of business, no matter what you choose that business to be. So we're all about empowering you through leads, adding leads through whatever platforms we have, and generating more business for you guys. So we think that every loan officer needs company leads or self-generated leads, however you guys get them. We want to make sure our system works for leads and our software works for leads in order to build your system. So how do we do that? First is our structure. We are non-delegated correspondent with over 112 lenders and investors. So what does that mean? We've built this business in all of the different models over the last 4 years plus. So we've been at FDIC Bank, a branch at a FDIC Bank, which is cool because you can do all states, but a lot of limitations, no alternative financing programs, right? And then we've been at a broker shop, one of the largest brokers, one of the largest teams. We've been as a non-delegated branch, as a delegated branch. So we've had all the different channels, and we find that non-delegated correspondent is the best because we can be both, right? So non-delegated correspondent, we can be a broker and a correspondent for our borrowers, depending on what is best for our borrowers. So the one thing that is always great with correspondent is we always have the best rates and pricing. Correspondent pricing always beats broker pricing. So we are used to using the same, partners, but broker pricing has one price sheet. When we fund the loans with our own money, we have a different price sheet. It's the same programs, just a different price sheet. So we can always beat broker pricing when we're a correspondent. Now we have over 5,000 loan programs with our 32 correspondent investors. Where we're a correspondent, we always get the best rates and terms because we're funding loans with our own money. However, there are times where our programs don't fit for our borrowers. So we don't want to make sure, we don't try to shove our borrowers one way or another or force them into something that doesn't fit. If they have a special request that doesn't fit with something we can do in-house, we have over 80 wholesale lenders for specialty loans for things like fix and flip and commercial and some of the things that we can't fund our own money with. We want to partner with those specialty lenders that do offer those programs. So no matter what our customer comes in the door with, our leads, our requests can be pretty off the wall. We want to make sure we have a home for that lead, that loan. So we want to make sure we have every loan program imaginable. So we have all the government, VA, USDA, FHA, Fannie, Freddie. The special CDFI stuff is another government program. But then we have everything non-government, the non-QM, commercial, DSCR, mixed use. And then, of course, back to commercial government, SBA, everything in between. So if there's a loan program out there that exists, we must have it. That is the whole point of having all this flexibility, is to make sure our customers can always get the best deal, whether that's correspondent or whether that's broker. We need to make sure we give the best option to our customers at all times. Now, how do we make sure this happens? With our software. So we have our custom software. It's our fully integrated POS, CRM, LOS. What does that mean for you guys? It really just means that there's one login with everything integrated. So it's built by us, for us, one login for you, one login for your customers, no matter which of the 112 different outlets we end up using for the loan, right? We want to make sure our customers always have the same experience in the same portal, no matter where that loan ends up going. So our customers, even if they're just a lead, can go from name, email, phone number, just signing up on your website, to getting live rates, to completing their 1003, to pulling their own credit, pulling their own liabilities into Encompass without you lifting a finger. So how do we do that? With our API integrations. That's where we are able to use all the same great services you guys are used to, and partners that obviously are part of mortgage business. But we do it without you having to have any other logins. You don't have to have a login for every lender and broker outlet. You don't have to have a login for credit or Optimal Blue or Encompass or account check or appraisals or AMCs or any of these other things that you would at most other places. So we have integrations with all our different partners that are great: Encompass, Optimal Blue, Credit, Meridian Link, Account Check, VOE, VOI, VOA. Appraisal worked with 5 AMCs instantly with one click. Google AI for doc recognition, all that kind of crazy stuff. So just tons of different plugins to make sure that no matter what we need to use, you guys just have one login and it's just a click of a button to bring in those services. And we also have our full-time development staff to implement new features, right? So if something isn't working right, again, this software is built for us, by us. Every day we get different requests and we will implement those requests into the software. So pretty cool to work at a company where not only have we built everything custom for us, which I don't think there's very many mortgage companies out there that have done that, but you guys can also help put some input in there and add some features as well. And we are also all about learning. So we're all remote based. So we've made sure that everything we have is accessible basically at the click of a button for you guys, whether that's our learning center, our live trainings, or some of our other outlets as well. So we have our training center, like our classroom style courses, but you can do those anytime at your own pace. You could do them all in one day, or you could do them little by little overnight, wherever you do it, however you do it. Just make sure you get in there and get those required trainings, and then any other trainings you need to add to your repertoire. We also have our live in-house trainings 5 days a week. So those are our required trainings where you meet up with one of our admin staff and go over different topics to make sure you're ready to go to do loans. We also have our webinars and podcasts. So our live mortgage rate podcast, we do 5 days a week, and our live loan officer training podcast, we do 2 days a week. So not only do you guys participate in that, but it's also public. You can share with your customers and other people in the mortgage industry as well. We also have our live Zoom support, where we have our processors on staff, where you can jump in and get help face to face. So you can basically have them help you get unstuck, click a button for you, show you what button to click, etc. Because we're all remote, we want to still get face to face and give you that person-to-person help. And to top it all off, excuse me, we have our knowledge center with thousands of articles and videos from us in-house, but also our partners. So with over 100 partners, they all have different tips, tricks, videos, webinars, resources, matrices, guidelines, all kinds of different resources. So there's thousands and thousands of articles. Just a click away, search anything, and whatever you need is going to pop up. Now we have a few other bullets here we always want to go over, which don't necessarily fit in a category, but are still very cool. One thing that I like is the ability to close DSCR business purpose loans in 44 states. So we're licensed in 24 states for primary homes. That means 44 total. There's 20 extra states that we can do loans in where you don't necessarily have to be licensed. So we can expand your pipeline without you necessarily having to add any more states. So great opportunity for everybody. Now in the comp plans, we go over the leads. We just want to make sure you guys all understand, no matter where they come from. Kyle's going to show you all kinds of different resources that we have for leads. If the company provides the leads, it's a 50-50 split. So very simple split there. Another cool feature we have for all our different plans is if there's any reason you can't do the deal, maybe it's a spouse deal, so you're involved in a conflict of interest, maybe you don't have a license in that state, but it's your family, your friend, your client, you still want to be involved, you can refer those deals to a senior LO for 75 basis points if there's any reason that you can't do the deal yourself. We also have our lead support to set up your own lead campaigns. Again, we're all about leads. We'll show you how to set up your own campaigns. Or if you already have your own campaigns, we'll show you how to import those with the webhook in just a couple clicks. And to top it all off, again, we come from more of a marketing background. There are no monthly fees, no hidden fees, no desk fees, no any kind of fees, no admin fees, no payroll fees. There is nothing hidden or secret. We want to make sure everything is straightforward because that's the kind of place we come from. So we do things a little bit differently here. So now let's get into the comp plans. This is where the video is if you guys want to watch a replay of it. But let's get into the comp plans here. So these are our comp plans, definitely a place for everybody. So please pay attention, make sure you find the plan that fits for you appropriately. This should have a bucket for everybody here that wants to join. Now, everybody's obviously attracted to the big plan, the senior loan officer plan. So we'll talk about that first. Our senior loan officers can make up to 250 basis points. Of course, that's with bonuses and stuff. So the standard comp here might be a little hard to see on the webinar, but it's 200 basis points on conventional and non-QM. That's the stuff we're all used to typically. And that's 2% commission for those not familiar. If you take a company lead, again, very simple, no matter where it comes from. If it's a company lead, simple 50-50 split. So 100 basis points or 1% commission on a company lead for standard conventional non-QM stuff. Now, how do you get to the 250? Let's go through the bullet points here. So obviously you're going to have access to everything everybody else does, but the senior loan officers are going to receive the best leads, the referrals from their team members. So remember, these are not just leads of people requesting information. These are family, friends, people that have just maybe have a conflict on their license where they're referring a deal and they're still going to be involved. So those deals come with a partner to help out, and those deals come pre-vetted. So those are the best deals we have. They also will have access to all the lead sources, unlimited access to everything. Of course, we want our senior loan officers to get all the best leads. So all the different sources will be open to them. Now, how do you make more? We give a 25 basis point bonus on 2 million plus volume. So anybody out there really kicking butt can get an extra bonus. And if you go over 5 million, of course, an extra 50 basis point bonus on that production. So if you do have a ton of volume, we want to make sure we incentivize you to keep rocking and rolling and bringing in that volume. And we'll participate with leads for you, obviously, if you're rocking and rolling. You can also upgrade to make more revenue by becoming a team leader. So once you become a senior loan officer, you understand how everything works. You can then elect to become a team leader and help people structure their deals as well and show them how everything works. And if you really want to take that task on, you can become a branch manager and make an extra 25 basis points on every deal. If not only are you going to help your team structure deals, but you're going to take on that responsibility, helping them disclose, helping provide them leads, all the kind of great stuff that comes with being a branch manager and making extra revenue from your branch. Now, how do you get to a senior loan officer? It's a little bit hard to see here, but you must close 6 loans. We are a very different company. It is very different. Most companies, I don't know if there's any companies really that let you broker and correspondent loan on the same day at the same time, wear 2 hats every day. It is very different. So we want to make sure you learn how to do those loans with our system that's different. And you may have not closed a loan as a lender before, or you may have not closed a loan as a broker before. We want to make sure you try both since it is unique to do both. So 6 loans to get you upgraded to here. Therefore, for your first 6 loans, you're going to join on the regular loan officer plan. You're going to make 150 basis points. That's on your conventional non-QM, 1.5% commission for those not familiar. And that's because we're going to team you up with a branch manager and a team leader who are going to help you structure those files and help you disclose those files. So you'll have a partner on all those deals, showing you what to do, what buttons to click, and all that kind of great stuff on those first 6 loans. Now, if you take a company lead for one of those first 6 deals, you would make 75 basis points or 0.75% commission. So no problem. You'll still have access to leads to be able to practice the system. So you'll have access to unlimited leads at 50-50 split, have access to our good leads, our live click to claim leads, which I'll show you here in a second. Again, everybody has access to refer deals to the senior LOs. So if there's any reason you're uncomfortable, maybe you haven't done a fix and flip loan before, and you get a lead for that, go ahead and refer that. You can still be involved and still make some revenue on it. As I mentioned before, we're licensed in 24 states for primary second home. So that's if you want to get licensed, but we can also originate in 20 additional states, our business purpose DSCR. So a lot of opportunity to expand your footprint there without necessarily having to get new licenses. And of course, our loan officers, anytime you're getting paid on a loan, you're going to be paid W-2. And the fine print here, if you can't see it, says 1 loan per month minimum production. So our full-time loan officers need to be full-time. They need to be taking this serious, and they're going to need to at least close 1 loan per month to survive, obviously. And we want to make sure they get upgraded to senior loan officer pretty quickly there. So make sure that you're full-time and you're ready to do 1 loan per month when you jump into this plan. Now, if there's any reason you're not full-time, maybe you just got your license, maybe you're just learning, maybe you're just getting back in the industry, maybe you have another job and you're not quite full-time at this, no problem. We have the plan for you. That's the junior loan officer plan. You're still licensed, so you can still make basis points on loans, which you must be licensed. So you're still going to make 75 basis points, which is more than some call centers even. So 75 basis points, and your whole goal is going to be refer deals to senior loan officers that know exactly what to do, exactly what button to press, exactly how to get those loans start to finish and close those for you. So you'll still have access to our software. Of course, you're still a loan officer. You can still have a website and all that kind of great stuff. You'll still have access to our leads and our auto dialer. Of course, the whole goal is to refer deals to senior loan officers and no minimum production requirements. So if you're just getting into the industry, just learning, this will be a great place to cut your teeth and earn some revenue while you learn the business and upgrade to loan officer when you're ready to jump in both feet. And of course, while you're part-time and just learning in the junior loan officer plan, since you're not actually doing loans yourself, you can be paid via 1099. So there are a couple benefits there for people that are more part-time here. And again, fine print here, no minimum production requirements to join. So these are our plans. They might be different than what you're used to. These are how we operate. So Kyle will show you a little bit more of how the back end works, of how all this comes together and all the different lead sources. So if you're ready there, Kyle, let's have you take over.
Yeah, absolutely. Let me go ahead and share my screen here. All right. So when we bring you on board, we'll go through this in full, but just wanted to highlight a couple things about our system here. So you'll see here our CRM, typical CRM, just like most, that you take your notes and send your emails and your texts and they all pile up down here. So you have a record of it all, and you can set reminders for yourself, and you can put people on action plans, automated drip campaigns to email them and text them automatically over years and all that kind of good stuff, right? But what really starts to set our system apart is our quoting system. So within 2 minutes, you can get 6 pieces of info from the client and fill it in here without pulling credit or anything. And within 2 minutes, you can click one button, pull all the rates from all of our different investors for that program that fits that criteria, and you can spit them out a quote that looks like this, a nice, pretty quote sent to their phone and their email with their different rate choices here, and they can see what these things all mean, and it pulls in the Google map automatically and the Zestimate automatically, and has the proposed loan info, does the monthly breakdown of the taxes and insurance, and has the estimated lender fees, and then of course has you here as the loan originator. And then you can also add a realtor to this. So your realtor partners absolutely love this, because they know when they send you a client, not only are you going to quote their client within a few minutes with this nice, cool quoting system, but you can attach them to the quote. You're going to keep them in front of their client's face saying, hey, we are your team that's pushing this deal across the finish line. And trust me, your realtor partners absolutely love that. Now, the coolest part about these quotes is that they can click the button right here to say, okay, I'm going to move forward and start my loan application. That takes them to create their borrower portal. And this is what that looks like here on their end. They can start their loan application right here without leaving the page. We do the whole 1003 here within our system. They're prompted to upload the basic document types that we're going to need. They can see their loan info here, the milestone, which automatically updates as you do the loan in our system. So they know exactly what's going on, and they can communicate with you and request updates through here as well. So this is their borrower portal that they're going to see on their end. Now, what you will see on your end is here on our back login. You can see that you can also see their 1003 here and their progress. You can help them fill out their 1003 if you'd like. You can help them upload their documents. But more importantly, you can request new documents. So you could click one button here and say, you know what, I need 12 months bank statements and a copy of the lease. Save changes. Now we're asking them for those documents, right? We could also change the whole packet. We could say, you know what, this came in as a conventional loan, but we're actually going to change it to a VA self-employed loan. And I don't know what documents I need for a VA self-employed loan right off the bat, but the system does, right? So we can say, okay, let's replace these documents with VA self-employed. And now we're just going to ask what we need just for that type of loan. Right? So you can change the entire document packet we're asking for. You can also ask for signatures. You can say, hey, I need them to sign, this gift letter or intent to proceed or whatever it is. They then are prompted to sign that in their portal. They don't have to leave the page. The e-sign is all integrated. So with one click, they can e-sign legal official documents. You can also request custom document types. You can say, hey, we need seasoning on this account. Please upload the Bank of America account for seasoning. We can add that. And then now we're going to be asking for that as well. So you see here how we can request any documents we need, as well as signatures, as well as replacing all of the entire document packets. Now, once your client fills out their 1003 here, they give permission to pull credit. We pull credit automatically and instantly. So we pay for that. Right? So you don't pay for it and your client doesn't pay for it up front. We pay for it. So what happens here is as soon as they submit their 1003, you can now click your Encompass API button here. See this tab here, Encompass API, and it pulls up our Encompass API where everything is already in here. All of the info from the 1003 is already in here. The credit is already pulled and it's already in here, instantly ready, waiting for you. And you don't even have to speak to the client before this. They can actually complete this all themselves without you speaking to them. Of course you will, but the point here is that they can go through it all themselves, and literally you can have a loan in here ready to work on it. Notice how much faster this is than the traditional Encompass on your server, right? So definitely cool here to do everything through our system. Now, as you go through the loan here, this is also where your conditions are going to come. So as you're doing the loan and you're getting conditions from underwriting, you're going to get an email notification, and they're going to come right here onto your docs tab where you can either upload them or you can dispute them. So you can fulfill the conditions right here, or you can dispute them so that everything is being done here through the system. You can also use our processor assist button to order instant VOE, VOA, VOI. You can lock loans, request insurance instantly, request title instantly, cancel loans, file COCs. All of this can happen here with our processor assist in one click of a button here. So you see how we can take someone going from being just a lead to communicating with them, to quoting them, to gathering their documents, gathering their 1003, pulling their credit, originating their loan, fulfilling the conditions, using the processor assist here to get the entire loan done, start to finish in our system. Everything in one system all the way through. That's what this is set up for. So now let's talk about the actual leads here. Okay, so let me come back here and let's talk about the leads and where the leads come from in the first place. So first and foremost, the leads that we're sending these quotes to, right? So first and foremost, the leads are typically coming from our ad campaigns. So as Nick mentioned, Nick and I are more from a marketing background. And so we are big on online advertising. And so we do a lot of ads, particularly our Facebook ads coming in live. Those get sent via text to you instantly. So the second somebody clicks on one of our ads on Facebook, you get a text message straight to your phone. You click that link, You call that lead instantly so that you're talking to them right away. So that's the first and foremost way that we provide you with leads. You're going to be getting text messages to your phone in real time with people who just clicked on our ad and double opted in to be contacted about that loan type to your phone. Another type of way that we provide you leads is in our auto dialer. So see here, we have an auto dialer, works just like any other auto dialer. You can call 300, 400, 500 people in a day. You can press one button to drop them an automated text and email from you instantly, automatically, and move right on to the next person. And so you can take advantage of the auto dialer, and we have lists of leads in here. Notice we have thousands of different types of leads, anything from leads that haven't been worked yet, to cold calls, to realtor calls. Everything you can imagine is in here, even trigger leads when there's nothing else to call. So there's always lists of leads to call here in the auto dialer. And you can call 300, 400, 500, 600 of them in a day using the auto dialer. We always have leads in there provided to you. Another way to work leads into our system is that we can run a campaign for you. So the same leads that we give you on that 50-50 split that we know work, right? That's what our business model is built on, converting those leads. Those same types of leads, we can copy those campaigns and put your budget on it. That then goes only to you. So you don't have to click to claim the lead, right? It's only going to go to you. And there's no lead split on it. Right? So a perfect example of this is one of our loan officers, Nicole. Her first deal ever she had as a loan officer. She did, was denied somewhere else. She brought it here. We turned it into a profit and loss statement loan. First loan she ever did as a loan officer, $1,060,000 loan amount. So her $16,000 commission that she got, she saved $8,000 on that commission because she bought the lead. So mind you, it's a lead from one of our campaigns, right, that we know work, but she purchased her own campaign. So we copied our campaign, put her budget on that one. That lead came from that campaign. So she did not pay a lead split on that. So she saved $8,000 on her first commission as a loan officer because she invested a little bit into her own leads as well. So we'll be giving you leads all day, right? But it's also good to have your own leads, and we can do that for you by copying the campaigns that we know work, putting your budget on it, routing those to you, and marking them so that there is no lead split on those because they're from your campaign that you purchased. Another way to work leads is to import them from anywhere else you may be getting leads. So if you're already buying leads from Zillow or Lending Tree or Free Rate Update or something like that, we give you your webhook here in the instructions to where you can instantly pull those leads in from wherever they're coming from in real time so that they go into your CRM instantly and automatically. Our system sends you an email and a text letting you know you have a lead. That way you can call them and quote them and gather the documents, do everything just like any other lead. Right? So we give you a webhook to bring those in real time, instantly and automatically. So basically, any way possible that there is to work leads, we provide that here for you, right? Now, speaking of the leads, what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and turn it over to Nick here. I want Nick to talk about the type of leads we get and why. So Nick is kind of the lead person here. He's certified by Facebook as a digital marketing associate. He's certified by Facebook as a media planning professional. He's certified by Google as a Google Ad search specialist. And he's been doing digital marketing for nearly 20 years now. And so he's definitely the one who knows the strategy. And I will let him tell you the type of leads that we advertise for and why. And then after that, we'll have Jose talk a little bit about the support and how to bring this all together, and then we'll open it up to questions. So go ahead, Nick.
Right. So whenever we do a campaign, whether it's for us or anybody we're helping out, we want to make sure we do something different and unique. So we, for the last, 4+ years, have been doing the exact opposite of what a lot of the big box retailers have been doing. So instead of advertising, conventional refinance, that obviously that ship has sailed now, you guys all know. And their whole goal was to do high volume and reduce your guys' commission as low as possible and do high volume business. that's not really a sustainable business. That was fake, right, for a while. So we set out from the start to do something different and unique and actually provide, a valuable service. So we wanted to target the customers that the big people were not. So we typically go after the underserved customers, the self-employed borrowers, the investors that may not even have any standard employment, or even the unemployed, or the new employed in the new type of economy that we have post-COVID, where most of the conventional programs don't apply. So we get the customers that have been either denied or not applicable, and we want to make sure we advertise products that are important to them. So we've always focused on advertising, typically the non-QM products, because those are what obviously the customers that have been denied from a conventional lender need to see in order to engage. So we typically advertise almost exclusively the non-QM programs in order to get those customers that aren't being advertised to and aren't being serviced, provide them the program that works for them. And then, of course, once they click on it, we want to teach you guys how to properly analyze their income for all the income types, right? If they qualify for conventional, VA, USDA, FHA, great. We want to make sure we get their income. Maybe, the big box retailer screwed up, doesn't know how to do self-employed income. Maybe they didn't provide some information before. We want to make sure you guys know how to do that. Go through the list there. If they qualify conventional, great. We still do plenty of conventional government loans. But if they don't, we teach you guys how to do the non-QM, which is unique, right? So if they do need a bank statement loan, and that's what they clicked on because they did get denied as a self-employed borrower for a conventional loan, we have the programs for them. And then we have everything down to even people that may be completely unemployed but have funds, right? So for more of the CDFI loan. So we want to make sure we go from the top all the way to the bottom, give the borrower the best benefit, and make sure we have a program, everything in between, so that when that borrower that comes in that doesn't fit the box for someone else, they're going to fit our box. So if they click on bank statement loan, great. We still want to give them a VA loan if they qualify, USDA loan if they qualify, conventional loan if they qualify. But if we need the bank statement, we want to teach you guys how to do that. So we get them in the door with the products that will work for them, teach you guys how to properly analyze the income. And then, of course, once we get the deal properly analyzed, we want to make sure that you guys have multiple options. So you guys can either be correspondent where we get the best rates and terms, but if it's something that's very unique, you can use a brokered outlet. So the customer is always first for us. No matter what place has the best deal for the customer, our margin's always the same. We're going to always choose the best route for our customer, especially because we get unique customers that have unique problems and unique situations. And we love to service those clients. So even though we do mostly non-QM, we typically do just as many loans for government conventional as well. So hopefully that covers it there for you, Kyle.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, and just to reiterate, I mean, we have everything under the sun as far as programs, right? That's why when we advertise these programs, we do ads for these unique borrowers, and we have the unique outlets for it. Everything from the conventional FHA, VA, USDA to bank statement, asset utilization for national. Of course, our favorite loan, which is, DSCR. We have fix and flip, ground up construction, commercial, reverse, land, 9 to 100 units. I mean, we have everything under the sun. So what I'm going to do now is go ahead and turn it over to Jose. Jose is our sales manager, 27 years of experience as a loan officer and a realtor. And he is one of the big parts here on the support side. So I want him to talk about how loan officers actually bring this all together here and the support that we have here, and then we'll open it up to questions. So go ahead, Jose.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you for joining us. Great to be with you today. So yes, you heard about the deal there that one of our MLOs, Nicole, did. Well, that was a very difficult profit and loss loan. Then on top of that had an appraisal transfer. That was part of the deal. That was a deal that was denied somewhere else. It was at another lender. She picked it up as a lead, and part of the deal was that the borrower basically told her, I'll give you the deal if you can also use my appraisal. Obviously, that's not all she had to do. She had to make it happen, right? So you've heard about the technology, you've heard about the leads, but what do? Well, we help you connect the dots so that you can get traction right away and be closing your first loan within 30 days or less after you complete your training. How do we do that? We have a number of ways. We have our in-house processors that man a Zoom room till 7 p.m. on work days. We have your team leaders, which assists you in structuring the files. You have management, which also assists you in structuring the files. You'll have your file structure meeting with your team leader, and then when you come to disclose the non-delegated files where we're the lender, we will also review the file with you again, make sure that it is complete before it is disclosed, and then it gets disclosed right then and there before the meeting is finished. And you will also get the opportunity to sign your file before the meeting is finished. That's for our non-delegated files. We also assist you obviously with the brokered files. We just don't disclose them because we're not the lender, but we assist you in every way possible, the same way we assist you on the files where we are the lender. The only difference is we do not disclose those files. We have our, as I mentioned, in-house processing, which will assist you. We have processor assist. You know, just their assistance is just a click of a button away for VOMs, VOEs, supplements, insurance requests, title requests. Click a button in our processor assist on the deal that you're working on, and the in-house processors will be alerted to your need. We also have an internal underwriting support team, which will review your files pre-submission, will assign preliminary conditions to the file, and then will upload and submit that file for you. We also have our intake team, which registers the files for you. This would be for the non-delegated files where we're the lender, registers the files for you in the portal of the investor of your choice. So you do not need multiple logins. All you need is the login for your CRM and for your Encompass and for credit, and everything else is taken care of for you. You also have the opportunity to use third-party processing for brokered files. So we give you the choice to either use or not use a processor. That's a very big option, because if you feel like you can handle it, it would always be best to handle the part of the processing on the files that you would need to do, save your customer the money, and be a good consultant and be aware of what's going on your deal. If you prefer to use third-party processing, we do have that option for the broker deals. And as I mentioned, we do have in-house processing for the non-delegated deals. Our internal underwriting support team will follow up on the initial approval of your file at the investor portal for the non-delegated files, and then they would reconcile the investor conditions to the preliminary conditions that were given to you, and then you will receive your updated conditions. All conditions can be cleared either through the CRM, which is directly connected to Encompass via the API, or you can also work it directly in Encompass. Any conditions that you upload then into the system will be uploaded by our internal underwriting support team into the portal, and they will follow up for you on the clear to close. Any issues you may have, you can always meet with your team leader. Oh, and I forgot to mention, in the beginning of the process, when you're sending out your quotes, as soon as a quote is requested or as soon as a quote is accepted, you do get email alerts. Your team leader gets email alerts, management gets email alerts, and everybody is basically emailing you, making sure that you received it, and offering assistance to you along the way to make sure that that quote turns into an application. And as soon as an application is accepted, you also get the email instructing you to meet with your team leader to help you with the structure on that file, to make sure that that file gets off on the correct trajectory, right? Which that will lead to a successful disclosure and a happy closing. So many ways that our novice and our experienced MLOs can benefit from all the support that we offer, so that you can connect the dots as quickly as possible and be on your way to originating and closing loans in 30 days or less of completing your training.
All right, perfect. So Lots of support here all the way through the process. Last thing is the next steps for those of you when you are ready. Nick, if you want to go ahead and drop the link in the chat for me real quick to sign up. It's real simple. It's themortgagecalculator.com/join. So when you're ready, go ahead and sign up for the applicable plan. Whether you're joining as a loan officer or junior loan officer, you're going to click here to join. It's going to have you fill out a form, and then it's going to take you right to sign that compensation agreement to join the company. Now, you don't need to sign it right then. Don't worry. It's going to email you a copy as well. So no rush. Take your time. It's going to email you a copy, review it. But once you do sign that initial agreement, that's what kicks off all of the rest of the next steps. So go ahead, themortgagecalculator.com/join. Nick put it in the chat there as well. You're going to go there. You're going to sign up for the applicable plan, and then we will kick off the rest of the next steps. With that being said, Nick, let's go ahead and stop recording, and we will go ahead and get into the questions. So